Hello everyone, welcome back to the grand final for the Blackjack Battle Royale, the final table. I am Saberwolf. I am joined by Retrophile TV. How you doing, Retro?
Hello, Saberwolf. Welcome, everybody.
Yep, so it is finals day on another tournament for the Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide. Probably this has been one of the most exciting tournaments, I think, in the community because of the changing flag sets and the individual tables. I've never seen so many people in the community really excited for Sunday mornings to draw the new flags and stuff.
Yeah, it was definitely really exciting to watch all the tables and how the chaos unfolded with it. Just, you're curious to see what other people would get and how the cards kind of fell out there. The fact that we went from 60 plus people that signed up, and we're now down to the final two at this point, and they've had an arduous path to make it this far there, Saberwolf.
Oh yes, they have, definitely. But tonight we'll be seeing Falcon Hit and peroquenariz in this final. And before we get to that, we got to look up what happened last week, of course. So last week, Falcon Hit and peroquenariz moved on. 106.28 was the quote-unquote slowest time to advance. 111.29, 113.02 from Boo and Infinite Fluff. They are out. Those are losing times. That's insane.
Yeah, with this flag set that we have in front of us right now, it's definitely going to be a Jetty seed, but the fact that we have Falcon ahead by 7 minutes, even with this short period of time, this is a very, very large mountain for Pero to climb.
Yes, it is. And he has been, this is actually his first tournament he's been participating in. He shared a story with us at the end of last race about how he was stuck in the hospital with some health issues, but this game kept him going and the community kept him going, and this is his first tournament he's been a part of officially, and to make it all the way to the final is a pretty amazing story to behold. It really is.
Debut.
Yep. So about that flag set we're just talking about, so this is the flag set as it stands for this final. We're going to go over it really, really quick again. River Mastery, that is learning all the blitzes immediately at the beginning of the match, because Unbound, the world's open. It doesn't matter which characters we have. We can go anywhere we want. To a set of characters, 160 to 200% for the stats for the characters. Vanilla shops, so we know what the shops have. We know where all the stuff is, like earrings and white capes and like that. No free lunch. Any immediate free checks are just going to be items. They're not going to be espers or characters. No toys means no rods, no balls. So we don't have any early game instant win items. Finality, we do have permadeath. So Life 3 is available, and Phoenix will cast Life 3, but inns, pawns, turtle water, stuff like that, that is not going to help your party out to bring it back, or Phoenix Downs. And silence, all of our party members are going to be muted until we can get those white capes, which we know where they are because of all the shops. Potent Espers. Espers can be casted multiple times, and they are at a reduced rate with a high chance of having spells like that, so those white capes are going to be very important. NPC Zapper, we can remove the NPCs. It takes a second to do it, but it's more of like a quality of life thing than anything. We don't have any door breaks or anything because we do have the open world. Dragon's Horizon, based on the 6 characters, 9 espers, we also have to get 4 dragons. There's a theme for dragons coming up here. Random chests, all the chests are 100% randomized. Tough scaling, 2.5 times per scaling on the bosses every time we get a character, esper, or dragon. Friend skip, if we do get 9 characters, we will get a Kefka skip to go straight to the switches. Dragon's Hunt is once we kill all 4 of those dragons, we will get plus 20 vigor, which will be really good for the characters we have, because the character we are starting with is Dragoon, Lancer, and Hybrid. That is Erger, Mog, both with jump, and Terra, who is her standard morph vanilla. And then we have Dragon's Egg and Dragon's Remnant. Once we kill 2 of those dragons, we'll get an Experience Egg and a full Dragoon set, which will really help those 2 jumpers out. Stronger commands, which means we have a higher chance of getting Magitech Armor, Blitz, Sword Tech, some of the good abilities we want to see. Also, Shock is in there as well. Factory upgrade is we do get the Magitech Armor ability. We'll go, if we complete the Magitech Facility, we'll get all those unlocked, similarly to the River Mastery for Blitz. And we have the 2 characters that we just drew, which actually knocked out Sabin, the MVP of the entire tournament for characters, is out. Whew, okay, so that's all. That's the entire flag set.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack on that one there, but a lot of things that kind of synergize together to make this a very fast seed, as we saw with the times from the Final Four that we had going into this here. But, you know, the fact we're going to be hunting some dragons here, you're going to get that experience egg early. The vanilla shops are going to reward that game knowledge that you go through. The transcendent characters will kind of keep you ahead of that tough scaling. Stronger commands. I mean, everything's kind of stacked in your favor. You can go anywhere. You can do anything. You can remove NPCs to do things very, very quickly. It's going to be a fast race to the end here, and I fully expect that we're going to see potentially, again, another sub-hour even with this one at this point. But we'll see how things kind of wrap up, Saberwolf, and where Pero and Falcon Hit decide to go and how they're going to diverge right out of the gate.
I mean, it does depend on where all these like bosses are going to be, because if we do run into spicy chickens, goddess, magic masters, heidens, it depends on where we fight these bosses. Because if we remember from last week, Falcon Hit did run into fairly easy bosses on the early game. So that's kind of what propelled him into that really, really fast time, being sub 1 hour, which, by the way, sub 1 hour, given any flag set, is pretty darn fast for Worlds Collide. Let's not count that out, too.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, so we have 1 minute warning here, 1 minute warning for our runners here, and let's go check them out. So, without further ado, let's get into the match, shall we?
Welcome to Falcon 6 Worlds Collide. Saberwolf is handling the back end here with streaming, and we have Aprebs and Nobody War handling the tracking. Thank you to both of them for assisting us here, because we're going to need them. It's going to be very, very fast progress tonight.
Yeah. My screen went black there for a second. That was weird.
We're all good here at this point. We're going to get our racers away here in about 30 seconds or so at this point. So sit back, relax, and enjoy, friends. This one should be a good one for all the marbles here. 60-plus players down to these final two. Can Falcon Hit do it again with the trifecta? You know, two belts going into this one, claiming the Ultras League and the Mega Elixir, claiming the Coliseum tournament that was going on previously to this. Could this potentially be the third one that Falcon Hit takes down, or will Pero pull the upset?
And our runners are off like a thundering herd of turtles here. Once again, we already know where characters start. We already know we start with Terra, Edgar, and Mog. We already know what our abilities are, so we can actually save time, but not even have to check what they have. So, pretty good time saver there.
And also with no free lunches at this point, it looks like Falcon Hit's going to be running off right away to Gal's dad's house. He's going to pick himself up an item for that one as well. And we already see the divergence right out of the gate here. So we have a Genji shield of some sort at Kalinjin. So again, both of them kind of prioritizing those high item checks out of the gate. It seems like maybe trying to get some sale fodder, get some early gear. And it looks like Falcon heading off to Hype Cave out of the gate here. We're going to be going to the military outpost outside of Sealed Gate. We'll see how far he dips into that at this point. And Pero following in Falcon's footsteps there, going to grab his item from Gao's dad's house.
Yeah, this is the Terra Treasure Room on Falcon Hit's side. This is where all the GC items possibly that can be found. Right now we haven't seen nothing much to look at. Dirk, wow. That's like the best item right there. Empty.
With the random chests here, you have a chance of finding, well, pretty much anything at this point. There's no scaling in the pools themselves, so usually that tends to skew in your favor, but finding a Dirk, yeah, not so great.
Now the best item I saw in that whole entire pile was chainsaw, and we don't even have a tools user, so pretty much bust there.
We do have the stronger commands card on the table here, so that it's possible we could run into tools. I believe I don't think that's one of the ones that's removed here, so we should be fine.
Yeah, the removed ones are like sketch, control, regular steel. I think capture might be in there, but steel might not be. It's like stuff that doesn't really propel offense, so people don't really use very much.
Falcon Hit had muscle memory there, popped his head into the relic shop. He was like, wait a minute, vanilla shops don't need to do that.
Yeah, so what?
Wow. There's a Lumi sitting inside that barrel there.
Oh my goodness. And that is World of Balance self-figure out. Fixed dice for Pero's side, by the way. And double money bags. He just got 4,000
big stacks of cash there.
He just got 42,000 gold pieces in those two chests.
Right there, that's definitely your white cape money and then some.
Yeah, you should be fine. You should be fine for Tiza and Thief, actually. Which is that open? Is that a free check?
Anything that doesn't have any specific combat should not have a free check associated with it.
Yeah,
so
but it is locked behind money, though. I don't know. Here comes the free check. Valiant Knife.
Valiant Knife at Celis.
Well, I mean, we do have 2 jumpers, but maybe they won't be jumping after all.
I mean, we've found no shortage of offense out of the gate here with transcendent characters. I didn't have a chance to peek the stats when Pero was going through it at this point here, but I fully anticipate they're going to slap pretty early.
Okay, so second set of fixed dice for Pero, and he has 2 jumpers already. And if they can both weld fixed dice, that's going to be amazing. This is going to be very fast.
The only card that this seed is missing is meritorious equipment at this point. Just to have everyone just equip everything, and then we'll start seeing 40-minute seeds.
Oh goodness gracious! So again, on any usual Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide match, usually the first about 5 to maybe even 10 minutes, depending on the type of flag set we're running here. It's all about looting. It's all about getting the items, getting your base armors, stuff like that in check, so that way our players have something to use, because all the characters start with basically vanilla gear, which is very bad gear. Really only Go-Go and Yumaro, who come in later in the game, have decent equipment. So it's all about getting that equipment and money to buy some better equipment, and of course the white capes because of the muting. So we're all about that right now, and here comes the Illumina for Pero.
And there it is. It's funny to see them doing things. They're going to the same locations right now. Falcon Hit now in Kalingen. We'll be checking out the general store there as well. So they're kind of doing everything, the very similar pathing, but just in different orders at this point here. So I'm very curious to see, once the routes converge, what checks do they start doing for progress at this point. Try to get those characters and also start fighting some dragons there. They want to get that dragon's egg probably as early as possible. Some people refer to that as the GG egg. And you get that on someone, and that kind of pushes your scaling up, especially when you find future characters then just throughout the entire seed. So we'll see how that kind of plays out. But having those fixed dice jumpers there, Super Wolf, I think that might be a viable strategy.
That's going to be a very good strategy, especially when after doing the 2 dragons, we will get the dragon horns. So at least one of them will have a dragon horn available to them. Edgar... Sorry, go ahead.
I'm not sure. I was looking at Falcon Hit screen, but I was like, wait a minute, he doesn't have fixed dice yet, so he's only got the Illumina at this point. We'll see what Pero does when he starts equipping his people, but it looks like Falcon's gearing up to start his progress run.
Falcon did get 1 set of fixed dice. I think I just saw it went on Mog. So Mog can weld fixed dice, it looks like. Going for the Gao check. This is the Gao dried meat check. Of course, we know where the shops are. We know where you can find dried meat. So this is going to be a very easy, quick check. Since we haven't fought anything, it's always going to be Lobo. So it's a very easy fight here to try to get a character or Esper. Unfortunately, sometimes it doesn't pop up on the first try. So thank you for making a liar at me, Falcon.
No, I mean, that definitely can happen. I forget who it was. I've watched them. It was like 5 times, I think, until they actually had someone pop up at this point. I'm not sure what the actual math comes out to be at this point, but it can be a little bit, but Lobo's pretty quick to bring down.
Yeah, it's one of the very early fights you get in the game. And wow, we're 0 for 2 right now.
There's 2. This could
much
open the door for Pero if he goes that route.
I mean, this is kind of like the eater check for Go-Go. It's like how many times to use Demi before they actually engulf you. I mean, it's kind of the same deal here. 0 for 3.
Oh, there's 3 for Falcon Hit at this point. And we see Pero going into Thamasa, gearing up at this point, grabbing some stuff in the shops. Maybe we'll do a round of looting while you're there. There's actually surprisingly a large number of treasure chests you can grab on the outside of that town as well.
And also, it's got great items. It does have, I believe it does have earrings in the
4.
relic
There's
shop.
4 for Falcon.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, but earrings are available in that shop. Dragon boots are also available in that shop, along with warp stones like that. 0 for 5.
There's 0 for 5 at this point. The sunk cost fallacy at this point. You know that this is definitely uncharacteristic of how this usually goes.
Unbelievable. And it's a vanilla Gao.
Yeah, say it with me, folks. Is this even randomized?
Oh boy, oh boy. Well, let's see what Gao has. Now, Gao is special because he actually gets 2 abilities. And since we do have increased special abilities chances, this could be good. Not looking at what we have yet. Magitech and slots. So we do have Magitech, which means Magitech Facility is on the cards. If we do Magitech Facility, Gao will have the rocket launcher available, but you have to do all of Magitech all the way through the 3rd check in order to get that.
Yeah, it's definitely a large time sink for it though, but a nice little benefit. You have that non-elemental attack, quick animation, adds as seizure. A nice attack overall. That will, and with transcendent characters, you're going to be having a large magic power to work with on top of it.
Plus a plethora of Magus hats because Magitech does scale off of magic power. So we do have abilities. We did see a Magus rod available, possibly. I don't think you could be able to equip it though. But we do have some stuff.
A bunch of aqua bunnies hanging out in the Serpent Trench at this point. I respect it here as far as going into the Serpent Trench, get some early levels potentially.
We're drowning our lettuce apparently at the grocery store.
Hey, you can never be too careful. I think those rabbits are sitting on romaine.
Oh, that romaines.
Oh goodness.
Oh, there it is.
Nonetheless, looks like Terra getting equipped with some dice on the
wow.
side.
Genji Glove double dice action Terra for Pero.
One of the non-jumpers, because she's the hybrid, so she has Morph in her pocket to work with here. So kind of curious to see what he's going to do on offense at this point. But looks like he'll be getting rolling with his checks here momentarily as Falcon Hit is off and away. But that little gap of having to do 6 fights until Gao actually decided to show up there at that point, that actually may open the door for Pero to catch up a little bit.
So maybe Mod can't use the fixed dice, because I would imagine you'd put one of the fixed dice on one of your jumpers, but maybe he actually can't use it. But Pero definitely getting Gao a lot faster than what Falcon did.
Yeah,
so this could help.
There.
And oh no. Luckily we can run away.
Yeah, in Tangers, you don't see them too much at that point. So those are vanished behemoths of sorts that counter with Meteo.
This is what it normally looks like.
Yeah, there you go. Right, exactly. There it is. And they have a huge stack of HP under normal circumstances. They give large chunks of magic points in the vanilla game. Very straightforward that you can just hit them with Doom because they're under Vanish at that point. But we have that fixed in Worlds Collide. Can't cheese that.
Yeah, cannot do Vanish X Zone. That is a very protected resource there. Pero is going to go for the Tizen Thief. That is not a free check, I guess, because he is going to sell the farm for this. 40,000. I would think we would want to check the World of Ruin side, see if it was a little cheaper.
You know what? I respect it here, though, Saberwolf, because again, he's thinking that he knows who he's going up against at this point. That literally every second counts. So, trying to maybe go with it. Hey, I'll just go outside. I'll sell some stuff quick. I'll go grab it, and we'll go at this point. So, I understand that Pero is very much under the gun here against Falcon Hit.
Well, it does say, that's right. In the World of Balance, it does tell you it is a glowing stone, so you know for a fact it's going to be an Esper. Unlike in the World of Ruin, where it doesn't tell you whether or not it's an Esper or an item. But it's always the same. It's always the same, but the value is different. But they tells you that's a glowing stone in the World of Balance. Merton is on the Phantom.
We'll have to see what our elemental resistance are going to be looking like if Merton strats are on the cards. And let's see what's that Serpent Trench at this point here. With no free lunches, it's going to have that chance of these being progression checks at this point, and we will be getting our first piece of Magicite, Ifrit, for Falcon Hit, and it looks like Pero will be following the footsteps here, very, very similar in routing at this point. We'll have to see if they diverge at any point here, but otherwise they're pretty much following within the same lanes.
It's actually a really good kind of flow there, going to Serpent's Trench to get the Ifrit Esper. You get out of the trench, you go to the Relic Shop, you get your white capes available for your spellcasters right after that, so it's a good flow progression and a very easy progression through there.
Pero actually opted to get the white capes in Moblas, it looks like, because I saw him walk in there and grab some, and you can actually see right now, looking at his crew, only one or two people are muted, I think, or one person is muted, or unmuted rather at this point. Mog has the white cape on.
Yep. So again, Moblez, you can get the white capes and the dried meat. So Pero electing to go to Moblez to give both of those tools, then go into the Gao checks that way. So
Falcon going to another potential grind/check combo here, going into the Imperial camp. We'll see if he peeks the monster in a box at all, or maybe grab some treasure along the way here. But Pretty nasty trench though, and tangers and behemoths in there. You know, the fluffy bunnies that were just kind of hanging out there weren't that bad, but otherwise, yeah, pretty nasty.
With big gnashing teeth.
Yeah.
Sorry, I watched the Monty Python and the Holy Grail right before doing this.
Well, yeah, they definitely are the murder bunnies for sure. Yeah, no holy hand grenades required to take them down. PM stalkers in the Imperial camp at this point, so not anything major. Should be a quick one to take down here with 7 flush.
Would Super Bowls be the Holy Hand Grenade as Argonaut? I don't know.
I don't think we have that command available. That's not part of the Magitech suite.
Yeah, it's no toys. No toys are available. So, but you could get it from a chest though.
We'll see what fights Falcon has to deal with here at the Imperial camp. We've seen some pretty gnarly ones in the past, in previous events and such, but first fight, not B-Core, pretty straightforward, not too much. Not going to give it a ton of experience here out of the gate either.
Yeah, that's one hit wonder there, so we're good to go.
Yeah, bear in mind that we do have tough scaling on, but with the transcendent characters and stronger commands and, you know, all tons of gear at this point, I don't really think that's going to be much of a problem for our runners at this point. Both Falcon and Pero are very, very efficient runners that will not, you know, they won't get behind scaling. You know that the free checks are not going to have progression, so you get those free items, which is why we saw them, prioritize them out of the gate at this point. So, not too bad.
So we are seeing some of what the strategy of our offenses are going to be. Pero is electing to have Edgar with the Illumina, Mog's going to be the jumper, Terra's going to be dual wielding, fixed dice, and Gao, I imagine that eventually we'll do Magitech facility. He'll be the rocket launcher, and Pero's pretty much his offense is good to go. Like, he's done. He does have to do Magitech facility, which will be 3 checks, so that will be good progression for them. But this is pretty much, it looks like, what their offense is going to be for them.
That seems to be the case at this point. I imagine that Magitech will probably the next stop for both of these runners here, since it seems like they're both opting for those grind plus, you know, deep checks. You're going to be pretty much guaranteed to walk away with a couple of Magicite, since those first 2 checks, very common strategy, going in, dipping into grabbing those 2, and then warping out.
Ooh.
But, you know, completing at this point is definitely good. Oh, that is a pretty nasty formation there too.
Evil Oscars, these things, as Infrared is there for a Pero at the end of the trench there again. But yeah, these are like the worst enemies. I hate these enemies in any facet of Final Fantasy. These are the worst.
Well, Firebeam putting in some serious work though. Quad ninjas on that one, 1.7k, just burning them to the ground there. Nice job there.
Oh, Sour Mouth. Oh.
But blocking it, very, very nice job from Terra, so no status required.
Oh, Pero going for the camp. So Pero is a step behind Falcon, but has already done Tizen Thief. So he's technically an Esper ahead. So he's slightly ahead, and he looks like he has slightly better offense ability too. So
that may pay potential dividends moving forward here as we progress further at this point. Definitely staying competitive with Falcon. One thing I've commented about previously, though, that if you watch Falcon's movement and the way that he operates menus is extremely efficient. You're not really going to gain a lot of time on movement and menu operation against them, which is why I think that's something that you can control. You can't control the RNG. You can control your movement and how you optimize menu usage. And if you can spend a lot of time, actually, big shout-outs to Pero for putting together with the Stats Companion that a few folks have been beta testing and I think has been released. And you can run that in the background, and it'll actually count your menu time, and it'll be a very eye-opening experience when you see how much time you actually spend in menus, including shop menus and otherwise. And you can work on trying to minimize that, and that'll actually save you time more and more as you work on optimizing that. So shouts to Pero. Thank you for doing that, friend.
And more shout-outs. I want to give a shout-out to our trackers today. Nobody War and A-Prebs. Nobody War, you said one of the Espers has magic power? Which one has magic power, bud? You guys can talk if you want.
Yeah, we got a party here in the booth at this point. But hey, Falcon Hit though, following exactly what I said he would do. He's following those grind checks. He's going to work on getting that Gao leveled up right away.
Thank you, Andrew War. It is Infrared that has the +2 magic power, so definitely good to throw on. For Pero, would definitely go into Gao for the magic power increase for the Magitech. Super Balls are there in the Magitech facility as we're We pretty much predicted the pathing of this for Falcon Hits and Magitek.
Yeah, well, me sees Pero probably follow in a very similar suit at this point. Imagine he's going to want that upgrade and also a very, very dense check.
I don't remember this fight.
No, this is something that Falcon did not run into, I don't believe, but very, very smartly, Pero just smoke bombing out of there, not dealing with it. Sometimes the best offense is just running away and living to fight another day. And remember, friends, finality is on the table. Permadeath is looming. You don't want to get caught at this point and take a reset early on. You want to try to keep everyone happy, healthy, and safe as best as possible.
Nobody already got an update for us? Is he on mute there?
What do you need?
Oh, we're just wondering what the +2 magic power was.
Oh, no, it was +1. It was different.
Oh, it was +1. Okay.
Pretty nasty boss here out of the gate in Magitek. We have Inferno. But wow, Gao putting in some serious work. This Inferno will go down very, very quickly at this point. But trying to beat the potential Delta hit out of the gate. So that's kind of the run we're trying to make on this one to get through it. I imagine we'll be able to do so. Ooh, big damage there from Inferno, but enough to hang on from Falcon Hit at this point. Very scary moment there.
It looks like we don't have any... Falcon does not have an offense for Edgar at this time. Edgar very much being a support player right now.
Oh, man.
As Taro has the Illumina for his team. Mog and Gao are going to be the magic casters. When Inferno does go down...
Yeah, just that slap from the Illumina at the end there was enough to bring it down at that point. Gao was definitely the MVP with the damage output there. Very, very scary fight, though. Bolt Edge going out and then the launcher bringing people down to double-digit health at this point. So I fully imagine they're going to top up health before they move on to the next boss at this point. And, you know, we do have Y remove on this one. We could take that one out of the way if you just want to prioritize getting through here. But I fully anticipate Falcon's going to take that fight, take the progression, and also grab some additional health. There's some magic power on there. Looks like Ragnarok may have a magic power +2 if I saw that correctly.
Oh, there's our +2 there. Also +50% MP boosting from one of the other espers there. As Pero is going to diverge a little bit. Looks like he might loop any dragon here. Though we do need 4 dragons in order to unlock Kefka's Towers. 6-9 like we do in Ultras League, which, by the way, Ultras League coming up on June 10th. If you want to participate in our seasonal leagues, this will be Season 4. Everybody is paired into levels of play in groups, so there'll be a low tier versus, and then we have high tiers. So if you're very new to Worlds Collide, you will be paired on a very, very low tier, so against comparable players in your group. Again, that starts June 10th, so please sign up on our Discord, which is fs6worldscollide.com/Discord. 6 characters, 9 espers needed, and along with those 4 dragons. And yep, he's going in to save there, so that's what he needed. And Tunnel Armor goes down for Falcon Hit during my spiel.
Yeah, Tunnel Armor went down very fast, a lot nicer to deal with on that side. And very interesting to see Pero go to Apartment Mountain and to go for this dragon out of the guy. I respect it, definitely a good call on that. But also check out ultrasleague.com. You can check out the previous divisions, how the rules work, everything that's out there. But if you haven't had a chance to sign up, friends, here's your reminder. Go sign up now, get involved with it. It's a great time, 8 weeks of async races to to sink your teeth into and dig into, and you'll definitely have a great time with it.
Meteor just learned over on Falcon's hit side. Looks like we have Cure 2. We get Ice 3 available on some of these espers. So the espers are good.
Let's Storm Dragon here at Mount... I was about to say Mount Colts. Mount Zozo, rather. At this point, Terra throwing some pretty low numbers. Decent damage out in the second one. See how strong the dragon is. Out comes the Wind Slash.
Ooh, Gao's going to go down. We have a death.
Gao going down. That's absolutely going to be a reset. You're definitely going to want that offense. So Pero, unfortunately, good thing he took the save right there. And looks like Falcon Hit now on the minecart ride to try to get out of here. But unfortunate that Wind Slash did just enough damage to take down Gao at that point.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. Of course, with permadeath, we're going to have to take the reset there because Gao is one of our main offenses here, or at least our magic offense, and our guaranteed, I guess, attack for Girl on K3 because everybody's using elemental stuff like that. Well, though, Terra could get it with the dice, but boy, more Evil Oscars here.
Wow, yeah.
Ooh.
Well, we know where they're shipping them into the Imperial camp from. That's for sure.
Yeah, D&D, eat your heart out.
Oh, we got the Doom Darts on Mog, and that procced very nice there. And speaking about procking, we have Illumina procking out that Pearl for Storm Dragon. See how much that's hitting for. A beautiful 2.7k off of that.
Oh, so Mog actually looks like he has a Ragnarok sword for Pero.
Oh, Terra throwing some good numbers there.
There we go. So this will be a level boost for Pero, along with learning lots and lots of spells and abilities.
I mean, the fact that this seed forces you to get 4 dragons out of the gate. I mean, you're going to get all kinds of goodies just for getting 1 dragon dead. You're going to get, yeah, how about that too? You also get some two nice pieces of equipment for killing a dragon. You get a bunch of experience, 50 magic points. I mean, it's a wonderful gift basket of goodies that you get for being a dragon.
I thought you were going to say cornucopia.
Oh, that's That's Thanksgiving time. We're about to do summertime, baby.
Oh, okay.
When the living's easy.
True. It's summertime in the city.
It looks like a piece of Magicite possibly up on... Yeah, that's a piece of Magicite we have on top of Mount Zozo up there. And we got Uncle Alti Ultras 1 at the end of the minecart ride in the Magitech facility. But Falcon Hit's not out yet. Got one more boss to get through at this point and one more reward before we get that Magitech upgrade. But up and down very quick. Very efficient.
Yeah. Even with that dragon, though, Pero is actually behind on levels as Falcon Hit continues to drive throughout these entire seeds, laying down a ridiculous time. 4 characters, 4 espers at 24 minutes in. 4 characters, 4 espers, 1 dragon for Pero. So Pero technically in the lead here.
And Pero looks like he's going to go
World
of Ruin.
World of Ruin, huh? Oh, spicy chicken on the back end of Magitech. Oh, boy.
Like I said, not out of the water yet.
Kind of surprised Pero going to World of Ruin here. Not going World of Balance first. Just to be able to peek what Yeti might be. Along with the 4 checks there. But I guess he's just trying to speed run the levels here. Try to get ahead of the level cap.
So Falcon Hit flexing the game knowledge there and had stop available, was able to stop Poltergeist, so he's going to have that nice reprieve until that wears off here out of the gate. And with him cranking out damage, morphing Terra, he's going to start putting in some work there as well, no less. I mean, I don't think Poltergeist even have a chance to do anything against Falcon at this point.
Oh, even when Morph, she didn't do that much damage. Only 900.
Yeah, the fact we're already hit with a tier 3 spell, no less, multiple times. Look at this. Everyone seems to know Bolt 3 already.
So we learned Bolt 3. We have Quick, Berserk on Bahamut. Ice 3 is also out there and available as well. And I have a freeze here for Pero, so we'll be right back.
Yeah, lots of goodies here. Everything looking good, and spicy chicken going down. So that is the upgrade complete for Falcon Hit. Magitech Factory is donezo, and he'll be able to move on. At that point, Gao can start throwing some missiles out there, and we got Blue Dragon in World of Ruin Narsh Snowfields at this point. This will be the 2nd dragon for Pero at this point. Let's see how things work out with this one. Hopefully, it won't bust out like Clean Sweep or something pretty nasty.
This is pretty much going to be Mog's offensive gear here, because this will give him his Dragoon set and give him the experience egg to put on one of his characters as well to drive those levels up even further. Getting the dragons in very early to get those experience eggs in gear. So his Moggy should be online here after this final hit here from Edgar. There it is.
Beautifully done. Also, I want to point out real fast something that Falcon Hit just did, showing, again, some knowledge with this one. Switched over to World of Ruin, going to go in to fight the Opera Dragon, and was a little bit far away from it, and opted to use the airship strafing to actually kind of walk his ship there at that point, rather than actually going normally. Reason why he did that is you cannot run into Doomgaze or whomever the boss is that's flying around in World of Ruin when strafing like that. So he was being extra careful, making sure he was ready to go, got his save in before the opera. And he looks like Falcon will be doing his dragon hunting now. Skull Dragon at the opera.
No item change on the Mog. Mog continues to be in the front row here. Yep, so he's not going to use the jumping ability from the Dragoon set from Pero.
Looks like Pero's going to follow this chain possibly the whole way through. I don't believe we peaked Yeti. So I think we might just hop down in there and hope for the best at this point. But we'll see what's at Tritalk as Falcon's working on Skull Dragon. Actually, finishing out Skull Dragon. So that'll be a dragon for Falcon Hit at this point as well. And we have found another statue. We have found Doom.
Yeah, it's probably the second hardest boss to fight here. Spicy Chicken does have a lot of weaknesses. Pearl Lance there for Falcon Hit, so a little added on lancing here.
Now we're hoping that we can get Doom down before his aura starts shaking at this point, and he starts targeting. He's got some pretty fierce physical ability here. He could smack Mog in the face and probably one-shot him with Demon Rage if it goes that long, but based on the amount of damage that Pero is outputting, I don't think that's going to be much of a problem. He can get pretty nasty, and we've seen this in the past with North Cross, where he can freeze people. There's nothing you can do to kind of mitigate that, unfortunately. Absolute Zero, it's pretty nasty to find that one out too, but it looks like everyone seems like they're covered pretty decently on that side. But yeah, Pero doing a pretty good job whittling down Doom, and Falcon kind of chugging along here. Here comes the aura shaking at this point, so we'll reflect magic. It's going to negate an element that's out there, and will also be hard to hit from most things that can hit, but it seems like accuracy shouldn't be much of a problem. So let's see what we're going to negate. Looks like water damage, not too big of a deal on that one.
No, so the fire is going to continue to come through from Gao. Once again, Pero has not done Magitech facilities, so he does not have Magitech rockets. Falcon Hit electing to spend 1,000 gold on the Rust Raid. We do have Wire Remove, so Wire Remove will remove the door and sequence break the seed by doing it that way, so you don't have to spend the money or spend the extra time chasing down the Rust Raid guy. But when you have Wire Remove on, you can do various seed breaks and progression breaks that way. But Doom does go down.
Well, congrats to Pero there. So Falcon Hit, I'm just going to have to guess that this is muscle memory. Like, oh, it's something you don't regularly work with where you have YNPC remove. And then you have to deal with that. I'm sure he's probably been grinding and getting ready for Ultras League 4, as we mentioned at this point. And you don't have that in your pocket to work with. So completely understand if that's the case.
We are at 30 minutes, and we are halfway through our progressions here. With 4 characters, 5 characters, and about 2 dragons each here. Falcon's about to get a second dragon. I mean, who really has the advantage right now?
I would say Falcon Hit has the advantage here because he has that Magitech upgrade, that he's completed that full chain at this point, and it seems like he's basically the pedals to the floor. He's just going to tear through checks. Pero took that unfortunate death to Storm Dragon and had to take the reset. We haven't seen Falcon have to do any resets at this point here, so I just believe at this point Falcon's probably just slightly ahead. Considering
that Falcon has not had a reset yet, comparing the gear he just ran through all of his characters' gears, his gear is not as good as Pero's. He doesn't have the elemental shields, doesn't have the Aegis, doesn't have some of the other equipment that Pero does. Just picked up Ragnarok and Aegis shield now, but doesn't have some of the other stuff that Pero has.
Yeah, but Gao is doing 4.4k with Tech Missile at this point. Yeah. Super fast animation, very, very high damage. That will tear through. It doesn't matter if your equipment's good or not at that point. That's going to put in some work.
Here comes Yeti storming in. We'll see what the boss fight is. Oh, 3 Stooges.
So pretty nasty fight. Definitely want to prioritize your attacks on the top Stooge up there, since they're able to cast life too and just generally be awful. You can leave Larry, the one all the way in the back there, alone, and sometimes we'll just leave the fight if you're lucky enough. But taking care of Curly and Mo is the move here.
Magre pointing out that Yeti's reward was vanilla in Palador.
Well, that's the second is this even randomized moment of the night then. And Pero making quick work of the Stooges here, just going down very, very quickly. Falcon getting their reward up on top of Mount Zozo. Mo hanging on there. I think Mo will probably be done with this dice roll, though.
Ooh, the second one was really low, but does get it.
Yeah, definitely put in a lot of work there. So World of Ruin Narsh is done. I'm kind of curious to see where Pero goes now. I would have expected
Oh,
Magic
sorry, it's a Vanilla
Facility at this
Yeti. I'm
point.
sorry. I thought it was Paladin. No, it's a Vanilla Yeti.
It is. Yeah, very nice. Look at that. So we get our Yeti friend. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to see him make an appearance here at this point, based on everything that's put together. Maybe we'll have him as a warm body for the KT climb at some point, as a backup plan if need be, or if someone bites the dust and they don't want to take a reset. But still nice to find our Yeti friend.
So Falcon Hit, following in Pero's footstep, has now just got to World of Ruin Narsh, and Pero now goes to Magitech Facility to do Magitech Facility to get the rocket launcher for Kiao. So a little bit of crisscross applesauce here. So that means Falcon will be getting Esper number 7 and a character number 6 and a dragon number 3. Pero will be getting, I believe, 2 Espers, maybe 3 Espers.
That sounds right.
I'm asking whoever's doing Falcon Hit here.
Oh, the Cat Hood or the Aura Lance for Falcon Hit. Cat Hood is real nice. That's a real nice piece of equipment to get. And it looks like Gao is the only one that can wear it in the crew at this point, so that's fine. Got himself some fancy cat ears to work with.
Yeah, so from what I'm gathering here, it looks like Falcon Hit will take a slight lead here after he finishes the World of Ruin here. Just going to go after the extra check here for the Paladin shield. We'll see what it is. It's not a buff shield. 6 is not bad. We could have gotten it earlier though. We would have had that
usually
unlocked.
in an open world, it pays to actually go get that, but if you don't have a ribbon, it's a pain to uncurse, especially in permadeath.
Yeah, but we can find peace rings. Those are available that will negate the muddle effect. So, I mean, anytime I go in open world or I have locked, that is the first place I go. Especially knowing that we have a little bit of harder scaling. We know we're going to get fights. We went into Serpent's Trench in the camp. So after all those fights, that Paladin shield would have been unlocked. So
big yikes on Pero's side, by the way. Took a single target shrapnel for about 800 damage. Edgar down to 100 some health, but able to take it down there. Yeah, big hit right there.
Yeah, quad 9's worth of damage out of those 2 dice combined. Also want to point out that Experience A on Pero's side, it's on Edgar, and on Falcon Hit, it's on Terra. Terra dual wielding an Illumina and a Ragnarok. So both their Terras are actually... So Illumina, Ragnarok versus double fixed dice. Which is better? This is also a question to chat too. Which would you rather have?
I would take the Illumina and the Ragnarok over the fixed dice for a couple of reasons. Number one, faster animations, unless they proc. More consistent damage, and also you're getting a huge stat buff from both those stat sticks. There's enough RNG in the game, so as it is, try to cut that down, especially with Terra. She swings like a beast, and if she morphs, she can even do even more damage.
Okay, we have so far 4 people in chat said swords over dice. And it says okay, Kirgsley's like before 30 dice, after 30 swords. Boo, we know your feelings on fixed dice. Don't even.
Pero moving on to tunnel armor, and Falcon taking down the dragon in Narsh Field. I fully expect Falcon will follow in Pero's footsteps here, and we'll go fight Doom up on the cliff, and then go through Yeti Cave and grab Umaro on that one. So we'll see how that one fleshes out, as Pero will be hopping on the Evil Oscar minecart, and on his way out to fight Ultros and Poltergeist. So we've found 2 of the 3 statues. Kind of curious what goddess is going to be sorted.
Yes, we are going to see a statue here, I believe, on Falcon's side. This is going to be Doom here. But we do have plenty of damage for it. I'm imagining that for Falcon Hit's side, we are probably going to get the last dragon in Kefka's Tower, I'd imagine.
That seems like a fair play. I mean, you definitely have plenty of offensive ability here to work with. Dragons don't pose that much of a problem for transcendent characters and all, the amount of combat that Falcon's gone through at this point. So he's got the Opera Dragon, he got the Narsh Dragon, he got the Mount Zozo Dragon, so just one more to kind of route in. All the other dragons are kind of out of the way that you can get to outside of that, so I would fully understand that he would do that. I mean, I don't think we're going to have anyone climbing the Cult of Kefka Tower at this point, the Cultist Tower. It's not really in the cards. That check is going to be pretty much avoided at this point just for the sake of time.
So an example there of dice versus swords. Perro's Terra didn't even break 1,000 damage. Falcon's Terra did about 7,000 damage, or about more like 6,000 damage. So yeah.
And you know that if either one or both of those proc with the Genji glove at that point, the magic power that natively that Terra has out of the gate is going to be applied to that. So we're going to be doing tons and tons of damage on top of it. So that's the only time the animation's going to be a little bit slower, but then you're guaranteeing to get some good damage over it. So yeah, swords over dice in this one, it's definitely very, very much lopsided, especially with the levels going up so quickly. But nevertheless, moving on at this point, Peril can be done with the minecart ride against Ultros here momentarily. Falcon Hit, not even looking at treasure chest, just fully committing to getting through there. So feeling good and confident about the gear that they have, and going to be going to fight and grab the Yeti at the end of this one. I'm curious to see where they'll go after this at this point. But otherwise, looking pretty good, I would say. So I'd say Falcon just slightly in the lead over Pero. I'm very curious to see where Pero goes after Magitech also. And see maybe if the routes converge. Is there something that there's some commonality that they haven't done yet? Some quick checks potentially? I'm not sure.
So, interesting thing here that I'm also seeing is that Falcon had his Edgar's jumping, and Perro's not electing to jump with either of his characters. Mog's actually doing using the Ragnarok, while Edgar's using the Illumina.
Huh.
So, I'm just wondering, yeah, attacking with the sword is faster for Mog, but I would think that Mog would actually do more damage overall if he was jumping, though, for Perro.
No, Falcon Hit just taught me something. I was watching his thing. I completely forgot that Larry is susceptible to death magic, and he was able to use that transfer ability from the upgraded Magitech that Gao has, and just completely to get rid of Larry entirely.
Yeah, and Perro did not have that Magitech ability, but I should think he did have Doom, though, so it was available.
Still, smart play there. Very quick, one command to get rid of something.
Yeah, better to go through all that HP damaging here. But Perro's going to run the Spicy Chicken here in just a second. Is going to get Esper number 8. So we have Falcon is Upper Dragon versus Perro's Up and Esper.
And it looks like Falcon Hit going to be going to Cyan's Nightmare. Another check I'm a big fan of here. Very dense check, got a couple of things that you're pretty much able to get through quickly, but it's basically 2 boss fights for what, 3 rewards?
Correct.
It's real nice, and I think that this one's going to pay out, especially with the no free lunches. That's definitely in your favor that you're going to walk away with something halfway decent for doing this check. So this is a good play.
Now we'll note that also in the stream for this flag set, it will not teach sword tech abilities. That is only for Ultros League, for the leagues that we're doing right now. So in this particular flag set for the Blackjack Battle Royale, the learning of the sword techs has to be added in as a flag, and you will not learn sword techs off this. But regular Kefka here, so this should be a pretty quick fight.
Yeah, I'm looking at Falcon's health at this point. Looking pretty good. But talking about health here, look on Perro's side. That's a beefy Edgar. 4K plus health right now from that experience egg just sitting on there the entire time.
Yeah, we're reaching Atma weapon levels and VK level weapon here.
Well,
Siren,
there was a
nice.
VK we saw at Celis.
Yeah, we did see VK, but we haven't really seen it used, though. I don't think anybody's able to weld it.
Yeah, that might be the problem at this point, because I mean, VK hands down is the best item that you can get and hold with one hand.
Oh,
you can do some
wow.
real good damage.
Setzer, one of the rewards here for Dream, the host of the most for this Blackjack Battle Royale tournament, is going to be one of the rewards for Falcon here.
You know, it's almost all too fitting at this point, showing up for the grand final. You love to see it.
Yeah, Falcon Hit not even bothering with his chest like you said before. He is just plowing through. He's like, yeah, my terror is doing like 15,000 damage. I'm good.
Yeah, I
And that's
mean, he
before
definitely
morph, by
has.
the way.
He's got his crew online at this point. He's feeling comfortable with the gear that he has and that he's able to do this at this point. So the only thing that's holding him back from completing the seed literally is the requirements to get into KT.
Now this is interesting. Pero's going to elect to do the Terror Mog combo in Kefka Narsh combo. Now this is interesting because he only needs one character or one Esper. Doing it this way does not lock him into like the Dream or Floating Continent where you have to complete a portion of it before you can get out of it. He can get out of this anytime he wants. And that's not a character though. So it could be an Esper here. Oh
Ooh,
no.
Magic Master, though, sitting at the Welk spot, taking the
Nope.
reset immediately, just does not want to deal with it. I respect it.
Didn't that start Wolf though? I don't think so. He would have to run into the Narsh treasure room to start Wolf.
Yeah, he did not do that. So he was that. His entire purpose was, hey, I want to do something really, really fast at this point. Let's go ahead and just run up there, see what's there. And unfortunately, not to his liking at this point. So another reset that has to be taken. Looks like he'll opt for the Doma defense. So Pero definitely going for those quicker checks at this point to kind of just peek and see what you can get.
Not a character
like
again.
Seems like a good play.
Chad. So this is time costing a little bit on the front end because we got to wait for them to transform. But it is an easy fight. So if we have enough fire damage.
And keep in mind, we also have Illumina in our pocket here, too, that if that Pearl procs, that'll do some serious damage against Shatternode.
Might want to look to see if we do some peekable checks instead. Like Cave in the Veld, Moblez, World of Ruin for Frontera, the Esper Cave, which is a realm check. Those are peekable checks that we know what our rewards are going to be immediately. So, could be another option to try to polish off these Espers and characters here. And also, Falcon hasn't done Thief yet either, so...
Falcon going at like 1,000,000 miles an hour, though, right now, taking down the Crane game in 2 turns at this point. So we have our 6 characters there for Falcon at this point. We know he's gonna route in that other dragon inside of KT, so at this point, it's just a mad dash to get Magicite.
We'll see if this is a Magicite here for Pero. It's not. It's a dead check.
That's unfortunate. Statistically unlikely with the no free lunches and still runs into one. And there's a Magicite on the throne there for Falcon Hit.
Wow. So getting 2 Espers and the character. All he needs is a dragon, and he's got Kefta unlocked.
And Pero going to Esper Mountain, a realm check. Like you said, we're able to kind of peek and see who's there.
It is a
what's
character.
There.
It was Strago.
Heading to World of Ruin. South Figaro with Edgar in front of the party there at that point. So getting that sweet 50% discount for being the king.
But didn't buy anything. Oh, gosh. Doomgaze here for Pero. Passes the math test, luckily, on this permadeath seed here.
Half decent damage there from Terra, but still not doing nearly enough to compare to the swords right now that Falcon has in place. Ooh. Good tech missile damage, though. Look at that. Great damage from Gao.
Yeah, also, we got to be careful of Mog, because Mog is in the front row. The other one in the front row. Falcon Hit entering Kefka's tower now, 46-28.
We'll see how he puts down the party. Gao paired up with the Yeti. I love it. That's a cool little team.
They're best buds.
You take the Wild Child and the Beast. You know, look, they're just going to pal around. They have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, the good Falcon Hit doing the Dream pretty much pulled them away in this contest. They were neck and neck. Pero's actually leading most of the time here, but Falcon Hit now going to Kefka's tower. Interesting. So, interesting setup here. The jumpers are in the left lane. Gao's by himself in the center lane. And Terra's by herself in the right lane, which means Terra will have to fight 3 bosses by herself.
I think that's a good play overall. I think that setup makes a lot of sense. You know that you're going to have your large damage output with Terra at this point. And I think she'll be able to tear through most bosses that he'll run into at this point. Gao will obviously just be able to tech missile down whatever, and then having the jumpers, it's pretty safe. But yeah, look at this. I mean, even walking through, not even going to touch any of these chests, not even going to be swayed. And looks like, did we search the skies here?
Yes.
Is that what happened here
yeah,
on
he
Pero's side?
force-searched
we
the
did.
skies, which
usually a
gives
pretty
him an
quick
Esper.
one.
But he is down a dragon, though, so he's still behind.
Maybe he'll do a similar setup where they go into KT and just try to go for that. Then I would imagine Dad's sitting here at the Inferno check at this point. We got Rages on set, sir. Look at this.
Ooh.
Got Toe Cutter.
Okay, Toe Cutter would be good, but don't need it. Terra doing approximately 16,000 damage. Another reason why you can break the quad 9 barrier is that each hit's individual, plus the proc is individual within itself. So Terra able to do possibly 4 attacks, which could total over, I don't know, 24,000 damage.
It's going to be a pretty big number, and that's one of the most satisfying things about playing this game, just watching the numbers go up. Oh, thinking about it, is this the dragon? I guess this is the time. Let's do it, number 4.
Okay, so dragon number 4 here for Falcon Hit. This will be the possibly for the Kefka official Kefka unlock.
Yeah, we got Gold Brontosaurus.
Yeah, I know, right?
I refuse to call this a dragon. It definitely ain't.
It's not a Durgan. Pero's going to go for the Opera House Dragon here for their dragon number 3. Terra immune to these bolts, well, by the way. It's kind of interesting. That is a crack pow.
Yeah, very, very quick at this point here. Falcon just running away with it. This is truly Falcon's race to lose at this point, but I can't really think of anything that's going to happen that may stop it. Just everyone seems like they know everything they need to know, that the equipment is in place, but some wild things can happen in the final climb if you rush.
And this is Kefka Unlock. Falcon Hit gets the Kefka Unlock.
Hate to interrupt you guys, but watching through Pero just now, getting wise to the double sword strat, put both swords on Edgar.
Oh, okay. So increased power there for Pero's side to play a little catch up here. Quad 9 on one of those hits out of Edgar.
And one shot on that Skull Dragon. That was all Edgar.
Beautiful.
Nice. Still running the dual dice, though, on Terra?
Indeed, yeah.
Yeah, that seems to be the case at this point. So you have those two things. I fully expect that Pero will split them up when he does the Kefka Tower assignments for the teams at this point. But again, Falcon, just completely clean movement, not touching any of the treasure chests here, so not really giving Pero any chance to really open the door for getting ahead. I mean, all of the fights have been super quick. Opting to skip the optional dragon, already has the 4 that Falcon needs. We'll be going into the final couple rounds of fights. We'll see what's out there. I fully expect to see Goddess at this point here, since we haven't seen the third statue. And we got, 4 fights left.
Well, I want to give a shout out again to our trackers, Aprebs and Nobody War. Nobody War gifting 5-tier subs. And once again, these subs do go back in the community. This would benefit all our fundraisers and marathon events. So we don't keep the money. The money goes right back in the community for major community events, for fundraisers that are 100% nonprofits. So awesome there from our tracking crew.
Yeah, big thank you to them. Thanks for hanging out here and being here. And we knew this would be fast here. The fact that we're at 51 minutes and we're knocking at the door of Kefka at this point.
Yeah.
Pero also hopping in, KT starting to have their climb at this point here, but Falcon with plenty of
4 minutes
length in their stride by comparison.
He is so Falcon has a 4-minute lead exactly.
That would jive with what we saw from the previous round, where Falcon had that 59-minute time versus Pero's 106. So the gap a little bit closer between the 7 at this point. We'll see how the final climb treats both of them at this point. But Falcon knocking at the door and has a chance of getting that third event victory.
All right, so Falcon Hit going into the second tier of the Kefka Tower climb, going up against Guardian here. Guardian being Ghost Train. The wrong kind of mechanical thing. This is kind of easy.
Yeah, this one should go down pretty
Oh,
fast. Like one more. Wow. Oh, yeah, that throws going to be quad 9s.
Oh my gosh. So that, yeah. So that was 20,000 over 20,000 damage. Wow. That's, I don't know if that's as good as a suplex, but yeah.
I mean, you don't even need to do the suplex at this point. That's
Oops.
that's all you could possibly ask for. So we got one more fight for Terra on Falcon's side to kind of tear through at this point. We'll see what they get. Validation chest for an Aegis shield. Nice little drop at the very, very end there.
It's a good shield swap in for when you want to break those shields. And Rexol here for one of those statue bosses. Not a great one.
Ooh, I think, doesn't I may be wrong. I think Rexol absorbs Pearl,
Yes,
however.
he does. So this is going to counteract half the damage. So still doing 9,000 though.
You know what? This is something that I just thought about here. I actually really like the fact that Illumina is first to swing, because then you have that Ragnarok to follow to possibly undo some of that damage of that flare procs.
Well, it depends on which hand you have it in, you know.
Exactly.
Which I would wish it was like Celeste would hit with the left hand first, because technically Celeste is left-handed. So
I did not know that.
yeah, technically. One of the very few characters who are quote unquote naturally left-handed, quote unquote.
How about it? Now, nonetheless, Falcon Hit wrapping up that one. Just 2 bosses to go until the final climb. At this point, we're at the 54-minute mark on this one. So again, just monumentally quick to tear through this at this point. Having that open world available, even with adding those 4 dragons to the mix here, just not slowing these runners down at all.
Pero's Terra is also going to do the dragon dance here, but this is going to be assisted with Mog, so it'll be a little bit faster here. Possibly. I mean, Terra's dropping quad 9s with every hit, though. Falcon hits Dragon Ball. Oh, wow. Narapa.
Yeah, Narapa's not going to be much of a problem here to deal with. And looks like that Hera... Yeah.
Heck with your contempt.
That's actually a great move there to actually have that at that right time, because you don't have to sit there and watch the slow animation.
The jumps at a Mog on Pero's side. Egger, too.
We got dual boss kills there on that side. Interesting to note that Pero swapping out Terra to cast Flare instead of opting to roll those dice at this point here. So it looks like relegated to a spellcaster.
Here's the thing, though. We just killed that 4th dragon on both sides. That increased the vigor by plus 20. So
That's
these
correct.
sword
Yeah,
hits are going to hit even harder now.
Again, yeah, that's definitely the right move then, especially with it's also going to aid those jumpers too.
Yeah, I guess poor Gal, right? Poor Gal. He just has a rocket launcher. Who cares?
And with that dragon, that's a full unlock for Para now.
Yep. Yeah, I only do it once now. People complain they like it, they don't like it. It's kind of been 50-50. So whoever does it first, I'll do it on, and that's it. So.
Well, 55 minutes though, still sub-hour unlock.
Kind of mixed reviews, so I split the difference. Hey,
So
it gives it ability to have us be sponsored, right? This Kefka unlock is brought to you by.
So we have
All right, let's go out and find
tentacles
our
here.
sponsor.
And this is a pretty nasty boss, depending on how things work out with this one here. If Gao can if he's going to get snatched here, we'll see.
He's dropping the bio, which, oh boy. So this is a pickle.
It's not going to kill, because this is actually fixed damage. This is more so pretty gnarly early on at this point, but only having a team of 2, just going to sit there and kind of hang out. We'll have to see what Pero has as far as the setup goes for the tentacles. This may be an opportunity, a small chance. Evil Toot coming out, not grabbing Terra at this point.
Oh, dropping the Doom instant kill for the train. Slightly a little bit faster than what Falcon hit, with just smashing his fists into it. But good damage out of this Bioblast from Gao on Falcon Hit's side. Still continuing the damage even when they were grabbed. Was still continuing doing about 700 to 900 damage while they were still grabbed, so...
So I will say, actually, that was probably about even with Falcon, since Pero had to sit and watch the Evil Toot animation and also watch Mog jump up in the sky versus Falcon that just swung and it was over.
So Falcon Hit about to hit the switches here.
The tower was 57 flat. So you figure out how long that took.
Well, it's 57:29, so this is exactly 11 minutes. So pretty much 11 minutes, give or take.
Yeah, that's hustling. I mean, Falcon really didn't get into any bogs at all at that point. Didn't touch any treasure chests. So we'll see what the final climb turns out to be. We'll take a look at the timer at this point, but looks like sub-hour off the table on this one, but will still be an extremely competitive and fast time.
Yeah, I think that Saban with the blitzes, I think with the early bum rush, I think that definitely gave us a little bit more power versus having two jumpers. So
Definitely a big push for the early game, especially if you hop on that river right away. You get some nice levels out of the gate here, but I mean, these runners here definitely no shortage of killers in their team at this point to kind of push that damage as we've seen.
and with these like character ads, I mean, if we do have a permadeath kill here, or well, any death is in Kefka's climb is perma. Our backup characters are not horrible.
I just want to point this out real fast. Falcon Hit took the time to add Setzer but left Umaro behind. So the Yeti will not be joining us.
No, it still joins.
Okay.
The ordering is randomized if you don't add him in.
Oh, okay, that's fair. All right, the fact that he actually decided to add Setzer, but yeah. So that will be the backup just in case. And I respect that. It has Rage available if need be. Yeah, interesting to note.
Yeah, if you leave them on the airship, they don't participate. The order is top down, so Yeti will always be last, apparently, according to Bo.
Duly noted. Transfer being used on long arm from Gao. So again, that upgrade coming into place here. Going to take care of the head. Nice little proc there on short arm. Going to be doing some good quad nines.
Oh my goodness gracious. 59:23. That was a 1 minute and 50-second tier 1.
Yeah, you can't really ask for anything better than that. I don't know do we have mute available to us here to shut down magic.
Yes, we have Siren at least. I know Siren was an Esper that was picked up. We do have Stop for Bluey. We have Ice 3 for Tiger. We have the Insta-Kill. So we have all the tools we need here.
Very nice. Yeah, and also with Potent Esper, something we didn't really touch upon was the multi-summon.
Oh, multi-summon, yeah.
We haven't even seen that used. I mean, the offensive attacks have been so good.
I didn't see Golem and Fenrir, though. Did we get Golem and Fenrir?
At all.
So we do have a little bit of a pickle going into tier 3, though.
Also, I want to point this out. Pero having the exact same fight, the exact same strategy as Falcon. Umaro and Gao versus the 4 tentacles, no less. Can you believe it?
Yeah, not getting grabbed, though, is going with the Magitech Missile, which is doing a heck of a lot of damage than the Bioblast was. Quad 9s every single missile shot here from Gao. Almost quad 9s every single shot.
Yeah, definitely a little bit faster fight there on that one. I mean, the Bioblast is a good... I mean, you're going AoE versus single target, but when that single target's doing quad 9s, I mean, that's definitely putting in some work. No grabs required there on that one, but probably not going to be enough to close the gap here as Falcon pushes forward into Tier 3. Very, very shortly, it looks like. Already wrapping things up. Doomed out tools there. So that's already taken care of. Also, here comes some big swings from Morph Terra, putting in some serious work.
Yeah, and it's also pause buffering the degen from the Morph right now. Trying to get the most they can out of it. Try maybe even get to glitching. Now, glitching the Morph is okay. Switches there for Para at 101.27. That was actually a little bit faster. He was about 7 or 8 seconds faster on the climb versus Falcon.
I think he pretty much gained it back there versus the tentacles. I mean, from what we saw, Falcon had to sit there and wait as both of his people were currently being grabbed. But Falcon moving on to Tier 3 at this point, where Pero's about to just set up his strategy then for the climb.
The question is, does Falcon have Fenrir? I know our trackers did mention Fenrir. Whoever, did we have Fenrir?
Gao is dead. Gao has died.
Oh, Gao is out.
Side. And Girl is down. No proc there from the Illumina from Terra. So now it just comes down to Yeah, casting
life
life 3
3.
for that. But unfortunately, the Falcon Hit will not be getting through this unscathed. So Gal will get that replacement by Setzer going into Final Kefka.
Yeah, Setzer Rage, not what you want to see as a replacement character, but can still do something.
I mean, even if you have him slinging items to kind of keep your people going, that's not a bad thing to do.
Merton coming out, doing decent damage across the entire party here. Cure 2 was the best heal we've seen.
That's pretty decent from what we're seeing here at this point here, but I'm hoping that the damage will be enough here to avoid Meteo on Falcon Hit's side. Looking like Terra's going to slap pretty decent. No, look at this nice flare proc, though, on top of that. You love to see it. Is that enough to push to calmness? It is. And hey, just block the calmness. Don't even have to worry about having life 3 on that one. We're moving on to Final Kefka here at 103 and 20-some seconds at this point here. So pretty quick for Falcon Hit. We'll see what he does with Setzer at this point, but definitely has his main damage dealers. Edgar up in the sky, by the way, so before Kefka even has a chance to do anything, Edgar's going to come down and slap a little bit and do some damage out of the gate. Maybe even push past if we're lucky enough, depending on how Falcon Hit wants to push this at this point. Maybe go past Fallen 1 and go right into that Goner phase.
Pero actually doing Kefka Tier 1 faster than Falcon Hit here, so he's catching up. But I don't know if he's going to catch him in time here. 5,000, double 5K drop there. Good opener.
So not getting lucky with the Dragon Horn. And relegating Setzer just to drop some healing, it looks like.
Terra actually getting the permamorph now. They get the glitch in, so permamorph Terra here. Already in the charge up.
Yep, skip the Fallen 1 at this point, just based on the damage between Edgar and Terra slapping at this point here. So, getting the proc off the Pearl, no less. Look at this.
Woo.
Another double jump from Edgar. It's going to be crack boom right there. There it is, friends. On our screen, it's going to be around 104.46, I believe. But there is your champion again. Can you believe it, folks? Congratulations to Falcon Hit, your Blackjack Battle Royale final table grand final winner. Takes it all, man. Crazy.
Yeah, that was a great run out of them.
So congratulations to Falcon Hit on another notch to add to the trophy case at this point here. Falcon Hit going to be going into Ultros League, feeling strong on this one here, but very well done, beautifully executed the whole way through. I only lost Gao, really the only misstep. There was no resets, no game overs, nothing. Didn't run into anything that they didn't want to see. We knew it was going to be an uphill battle for Pero, but I think Pero also played extremely well here as they're moving on to Tier 3 at this point. Edgar with 5,000 health. Huge health pull there.
We'll see if we can get Falcon in here for an interview here whenever he's available. I'm sure he's running around the room cheering himself right now. So, here he comes. There he is, the champ, Falcon Hit with the win. GG, sir.
Thank you. Oh, there was I don't know if you saw me looking through my Esper list for Terra in World of Ruin Doma. It was because I was thinking about the one thing that could mess me up, and that is Tritalk on the Terra path. If it's that, then I have nothing to kill Tritalk on Terra. So I was like, oh, I should probably try to minimize this limp risk. Also, quarter into Merton is very rude. That's all I'll say about that.
Yeah, rest in peace, Gao, on that one. Very unfortunate. But nonetheless, Falcon Hit, congratulations, GG. A third trophy to add to your growing collection at this point. Can the man be stopped? I don't know. It's even when you said Falcon, oddly enough, even you mentioning, oh, you saw us waiting on the menu. You waiting in the menu is still faster than most of us doing menuing for what it's worth. So I didn't catch that. I just saw you were looking around for Espers at that point, maybe looking to see what magic power you wanted to put on. But nonetheless, looking back, how do you think that this run went?
Oh, it was the perfect run. I really risked, like usually my route would involve going to Narsh because that's where I usually get earrings. That's why you also saw me like stop at World of Ruin South Figaro because I thought there were earrings there, but there weren't earrings there. So I had to go in like a little bit under less powerful than I would have liked. But yeah, it was really perfect. Like I went to Magic Factory really early, uh, based on my routing. And I was like, oh, if there's no hard bosses here, this is going to pay off really well. There was also... No, no, no. I thought there was Ragnarok there, but that was in Mount Dozo. But it was like really easy. So I was like, oh, this is like so free, especially with the +2 magic Esper early. I was like, if this is like free, then this sets me up for the entire scene, and it did.
Sorry to cut you off here, Falcon. Just want to say RIP to Edgar on Peros. I was just commenting about how much health Edgar had. 5,000 health. Calmness claims us all, it looks like, at this point. Getting swapped out for Strago as Pero goes into Final Kefka. Yeah, Falcon, I mean, honestly, just watching that, like, there was no mistakes. There was no resets. There was no major deaths that happened until Gao, got destroyed before you had a chance to even do anything at that point. But Terra, definitely the MVP of your squad, just slapping for tons and tons of damage throughout as soon as she got the Illumina Ragnarok combo.
Oh yeah, for sure. I kind of struggled about which set I wanted to use because I thought I was like gonna diversify with Edgar swinging Ragnarok, Terra swinging Illumina, but I was like, this is just like foolishness, right? Because it's much better to stack one character. So I was like, oh, I'll just like jump with Edgar and then just double swing with Terra, and Terra's just gonna deal infinite damage, right? Because she has Morph.
Yeah, she was doing some pretty good work there. And Crack Boom on Pero's side, sub 110 on that one. Looks like a 109 2x from what we saw on this side. So GG to Pero on that one. We'll be getting second place overall here in the Blackjack Battle Royale. Very, very nice. Falcon, any parting words for this one? How did you think about the event? Because I know that it was a long road, lots and lots of weeks, lots of seeds to deal with. What were your thoughts about the event in its entirety?
It was really fun. I kind of lucked out in which the first half, my room was kind of nice on the draft, so I didn't have to deal with any of like permadeath or like reduced stats like the other rooms did, which was a blessing. It was a blessing. I thank everybody in my group.
Yeah, definitely played to your strengths throughout then. So looking forward to Ultros League 4, perhaps?
I'm going that for 4 titles in a row. You know.
Oh, you heard it here first. Well, listen to this. Well, nonetheless, GG Falcon Hit. Saberwolf, any questions for Falcon before we move on to Pero?
No, just let some of those people's win, I'm just saying.
Oh, GG, well played, Falcon Hit. Truly a masterclass in how to run this, and your consistency truly scares me.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Pero, welcome in, friend. A Madawin table survivor and alum. It's been a hard road here, but you pulled out the silver medal on this one. A few hardships on that one, but I think you did a great job keeping up with Falcon. Just truly impregnable defenses on Falcon's side. No resets, no mistakes, unfortunately. You both kind of followed a very similar path for a good chunk of it at this point, but wanted to get your feelings about it. I mean, how did you feel about how the seed went? Just some unfortunate parts with Storm Dragon and running into Magimaster, it looks like, that you kind of ran into.
Yeah, so I don't know why it went well. I had better checks. But yeah, the offense was pretty solid. I can see Boo complaining about chicanery. I guess that's because of using fixed dice for most of the run. Yeah, I think it was consistent with my practice runs. It's just I'm more than happy with my performance, to be honest. I did not expect to get into the finals. My goal was to get into the final table, and I don't know. I'm very happy. GG's to Falcon Hit, of course. He's an excellent player, if not one of the best in the community. So being head-to-head at finals with him is just an honor, I would say.
Yeah, and you played extremely well. I mean, definitely kind of kept pace overall here. And we were talking about the fact that this is your first event in the community that you have joined, and look, you made it to the grand final. You were in the final too. I mean, a heck of a debut. How are you feeling about the upcoming Ultras League?
Oh, super hyped. So Ultras League 3 was amazing, and I can't wait to get into Season 4 as a potion runner this time around. We'll see what players I'm going to be grouped with. So I expect this to be very, very fun.
It's going to be a great season. Definitely wish you the best with that one. But overall, Pero, great job. And also, Falcon Hit was talking about how their table was very, very easy to get through. We definitely didn't make it easy for you. You had a lot of hardships to overcome, but I think it made you a better player in the end.
Double down. I don't know if you're listening, but I want a Discord role that says I survived Maruin table. That's all I want. That is all I want. I still have nightmares about those runs. Holy hell.
Yeah, you definitely made it through on that one, and you did a good job going all the way to the end at this point. And
yeah,
just incredible play though throughout I mean, a lot of the decisions here, you both were on the same logic path for a lot of the run at this point. Things were kind of converging and then kind of diverging a little bit, but you found some nice stuff out of the gate there, it looked like.
Yeah, I got kind of trolled a little bit by the dice because I wasn't sure what to do. I kind of gambled on that, and I don't know if it was the best choice, But I don't know. I'm happy with this run. I mean, I'm happy with the performance. So I don't have anything else to say. So just GG to Falcon. He's an amazing player. So that's about it.
Thank you so much, Pero. GG to you. Congratulations on getting the silver medal. Definitely no slouch here with 60 plus people getting into this event, and you got second, and that's a great job. So definitely worthy of being on the final table.
Yeah, thank you very much, and of course thanks to the restreamers, Saberwolf, the unsung hero, editing videos, restreaming. It's just you are the true hero of this tournament.
Oh, thank you. I can't play very well, but I know how to restream you guys. That's the key, I guess.
Yeah, you did an amazing job. All the table draw roundups, all the stuff you've been putting through as content creators. That's amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, thank you, Pero. Thank you, Falcon Hit. Thank you to everyone that tuned in this evening here on Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide, ff6worldscollide.com. Please join our wonderful community. You can get involved with events like this and have a fun time. Shout-outs to our trackers here, Aprebs and Nobody War for helping us out with that. Saberwolf, again, thank you so much for the co-commentary and streaming, sir. Take us out, please.
Thank you very much. I do want to thank again Nobody War, Retro File TV, and Aprebs for working in the background. If you don't know it, Nobody War actually helps us out on the Instagram. Aprebs does all our promos that we do in the background. Those little short YouTube shorts you see promoting events, that's what Aprebs does. So these guys also do stuff in the background for the promotions that we do of Worlds Collide. So I don't want to miss them. Not just doing tracking, they do more than that out in the community as well. Just one thing real quick I want to mention to y'all again. Ultras League is our next major event for the Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide. Doesn't matter what level of play you want to. If you're just starting with Final Fantasy Collide or you've been a hard season member of our community, please join it. There's ranging tiers. There's Tonic, which is a newer players. Then you have Potion, which is a little bit higher than that. Then you have Elixir and Mega Elixir groups. Those are our pro players, like you just saw right here and now. And the cool thing is everybody's divided in different groups, and everybody's group has a different seed. So you can actually watch other people's groups' runs like that. You can get together, do a whole group run. We will restream your group sometimes during our week. So check it out. Again, that starts June 10th. For more info, go to ff6worldscollide.com/discord or go to our Ultras League website as well. Once again, I am Saberwolf. I want to thank Falcon Hit, peroquenariz for their running and the gold and silver medal for them. Thank you, Nobody War, Retrofile TV, and Aprebs working in the background. Once again, I am Saberwolf for LPL. Have a very, very good night.